Welcome back to the Four Ps podcast. We are here today. The funny thing is if this looks a little different today, it is because we are doing this not even on my own equipment. We're doing this on his equipment. I don't know what happened, but we're here with 𝙗𝙗𝙪𝙗𝙗, an excellent individual, a great friend of mine. We talk often, not often enough, but we do talk often. Today, for this interview, he is in Sydney. So I am wearing, there you go. That's for you, man. Wearing an Australian hoodie today. It's funny because right now it is actually cold here. So it is probably, if I am speaking in Celsius terms, it is around 9 degrees today. It did not break 10. And so it is very cold here. Now I'm saying 9 degrees Celsius. So everybody in the United States thinking, oh my gosh, it's 9 degrees in North Carolina. Don't worry about it. It's actually like 47, 48 degrees. But I just said that so for my Australian friends, they know it's Celsius. We're like one of only two countries in the whole world that still use Fahrenheit. So, we should do that. Mayday, welcome to the program. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, my friend. How have you been?
I have been excellent. I've been tired, but doing my thing. Very nice to see you. I see you all the time on Facebook. I just started CrossFit recently, and I am jumping rope. I kid you not. Last time I jumped rope, uh, I was like probably in my teens, and so now I'm in my 50s and I'm jumping rope again. But I see you, we're about the same age, right? And
I'm
I see you
55.
on face. You're 55. Yeah, so you're a little older than me. I'll be 55 in February. So
Can I
I
ask
see
you what
you
what date is that? I'm in February too.
February 4th.
What's that?
February 4th. February 4th.
24th.
24th. See, well, so you are just shy of a whole year older than me. But I see you on Facebook doing like magnificent jump rope routines. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm jealous deep down inside. So there
Because
you go.
you'll get better. You'll get better than me. It's just practice, and I only skip once a week because of the knees and the body and that. But during the week, throughout the week, I'll do other stuff. So, it's fun. It's really good for your cardiovascularly, and as you
Oh
know, it's
yeah,
a great workout.
it is, and it's also very good. It's good for coordination. I do like it for coordination and things like that. It's excellent. You know, Maydad, you have been you're an entrepreneur. You've been in business for a long while. You've traveled the world. You have an American wife.
Yes, sir.
Um, there's a lot of things that you have done in your time. Um, you have trained great boxers. You have learned from great boxers. Um, you have a philosophy that is impeccable. Your viewpoint of life is great, and your approach to men's mental health, because you are actually going to be in a conference with us this year or next year, 2026.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Well, look, as you know, I'll start off what I've just finished doing. I had Bondi Boxing Gym for 18 years. I started that up. Originally, it was a Muay Thai gym that I bought. It was called Bondi Muay Thai, and I bought it and called it Bondi Boxing Gym. And over those 18 years, I'd promoted 47 fight nights. Numerous champions have come from my gym. Guys like Randy KO Kid Ganoy, Liam Paro was the former IBF super lightweight champions who lost to American fighter Richard Hitchens, not under me, but under another coach as a pro. So many different fighters and a wonderful experience. Great journey, 18 years. Would never change it for the world. Unfortunately, Dad has been diagnosed with cancer, and after the operation, it's only been about 4 months ago. It's come back again, and I think that's probably was the toughest choice I've ever had to make in business. And I've decided to sell the gym. I sold it to my gym manager, and now I'm freelancing, working at other people's gym, and just enjoying life, studying, and as you said, working on my programs that I wish to release later this year or early next year.
Absolutely. What kind of programs are those?
The first one is, well, as you know, I've been running a lot of retreats. The lines only, we touched on men's mental health, which I think is such an important subject, in all aspects, all areas, whether it's childhood needs that weren't met, or anything else that we can really talk about. And there's so many different things. But the lines only retreat is for men only, and it's all about igniting your inner raw, and it's for men to get together. And the day starts. Most of my retreats are a little bit similar. They start on the beach with yoga, and we do
Hmm.
a nice human movement with a practitioner, with a teacher, and then we go back to the gym, and they're introduced to a lot of psychological sessions. It's called what I call the footprints vision session. It's a very empowering breakthrough session, and that's all followed with different, boxing classes, ice baths, infrared saunas. All participants are greeted and treated with delicious foods like acai bowl, detoxing smoothies. It's an amazing 2 day retreat. And there's other retreats that the programs I've been running that I developed called Honey and Handsome Time, and that's for couples to come together and reignite the spark, or just spend some quality time that they don't get to because they're so busy looking after the kids. I'm also finished writing a book that I've spoken to you about, I think, before. It's with
Yeah.
publisher and book writer John Greenberg. He's going over it, and I'm looking forward to having that finished. And obviously, finally, I'm developing a program called NAP, Neural Awareness Programming. And it's not a program to sell to trainers to get them certified, as to say, a run-of-the-mill courses, but it's a program to help empower all human beings, male, female, doesn't matter what age you are, in educating them about behavioral science, in educating about breath work, in educating them about the ability to get better quality sleep by accessing their, or
Hmm.
accelerating, I should say, their melatonin peaks. Another important part of the program is accessing your cortisol levels, because I think a lot of people don't understand anything about that. And I think that's such an important part of our energy system,
Yes.
the way we function.
A lot of people are talking about cortisol now, and I'm glad you brought that up. Can you explain to us? Okay, so people say if your cortisol is up and this, that, and the other, it leads to just bad stuff. It leads to weight gain. It leads to bad sleep. It leads to you name it. It's in there.
Uh,
Tell us a little bit about controlling cortisol through your program.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep, because this is where it all comes down to. If you, for example, what time do you generally wake up in the morning?
About 5
Okay.
a.m.
So I wake
Mhm.
up at 4, you wake up at 5, regardless of what time you wake up. If you go back from 5 a.m., 2 hours before that, that is when your body temperature is at its coolest temperature. So we go back to 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, from 3 o'clock in
Okay.
the morning, 4 hours after that, that'll be 7 o'clock in the morning. The body allows us two windows, gives us two windows of opportunity to be most productive in the day. And for you, or for somebody that wakes up at 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock in the morning, when you look at the 2 hours before that, from 3 a.m., 7 a.m. till about 8:30, 9 a.m., gives you the opportunity where your cortisol levels are in at good peaks, and that's where you could be most productive. Now, it's different strokes for different folks. Everybody might be a little bit different, but I've worked mine out. For example, if I wake up at 4 in the morning, from about 6 a.m. to about 8 a.m., that is where I'm most productive. And that's where I do all my or most of my personal training. I do my training a little bit before that so I can give the best of myself to my clients. And then after that, I do a little bit of work, and I then do my errands, come back home, have a siesta, a little sleep, and then what happens here, we spoke about our cortisol levels going up twice a day. That's the first part of the
Hmm.
day. And that will usually peak much higher than the one in the afternoon. Then you'll get a second burst after lunchtime, usually around 2 o'clock, from about 2 o'clock to 3:30 for me. And that's where I do my second volume of work. And then I'll taper
Okay.
off, take the kids to sport, do whatever needs to be done, come back home, do the shopping, cook the dinner, help Linda out if she needs any help. And that's what works for me. But there is more to it. It goes back to you getting good quality sleep because without sleep, we have no energy. Our sleep is the most important thing that we need to get to have our cortisols running um, well, to have our energy levels and just function, basic function, human function.
Absolutely. And the funny thing is right now it's so hard. There are so many things going on, in the United States, economically, politically, all this other stuff that really does it messes with your sleep. As a matter of fact, it was this morning I got up just for a few seconds and couldn't go back to sleep. I got up in the middle of the night, just like kind of popped up, and then it took me about 2 or 3 hours to get back to sleep. And by that time, my day was shot,
You know, many
for a little bit. Hmm.
many years ago, I
Right.
did some Feldenkrais and TMJ, throat, mouth, and jaw exercise, and there was a practitioner called Rebecca Bushby, and she spoke about tired bodies and restless minds. That internal dialogue that we have running all the time, that keeps us up. It could be bills you have to pay. It could be a competition you got coming up. It could be an exam. It could be anything. I've watched my son, he's sitting for his high school exams, and I've seen him stressed, and I've seen him take sleeps in the afternoon. I've told him to go for a walk, go and play some sport to just get his mind off things. That internal dialogue really takes up so much of our time in the day and keeps you up at night. Only a couple of last week, I interviewed a former surf champion, Shane Horan, and he told me the night before every competition, he couldn't sleep because he was so excited. He was so anxious to get out there. And we spoke about,
Right.
and sometimes unwittingly, we entertain that energy negatively or we entertain it positively. I once had a rower, an Australian rower, talk to me about being anxious before a competition and he wished he could fix that up. So I took him on with my program and I trained him physically. We did some conditioning and all that, all these different exercises, core exercises at the gym and that in preparation for the um, uh, meet that he went to that was in Asia. And Australia, the team that it was a team of four rowers. They came seventh in the sprint and I think about ninth in the longer in the 3 kilometer row. And the main goal was that being anxious was a great thing. And he said to me, "How so?" Because I'm always run down from being so anxious. I'm the leader of the pack. I'm the one motivating the boat. I need to be number one. I need to be louder. I need to be stronger. I need to be fitter. I need to be boisterous. I said to him, when I was walking to the ring, when I was getting called out the ring, when I was fighting, I couldn't wait to get into the ring. Not because I was uh, obviously his nerves and all that sort of stuff, but I found it as a motivation. I was so excited about being there. I was so looking forward to the moment. If you can embrace it
Mhm.
in that view, in that sense, with that psychology, you're halfway there. And what happened? They
Okay.
came second in the sprint, which they never ever came second. They came fourth before, and they came, I think, third in the 3 kilometer race. And I'm not saying I put it down to what I taught him, but he just thought that it made a huge impact on his preparation and the way he conducted himself throughout the race, and the results show for themselves.
That's beautiful. And I will have to say that I need to get some training. When I come there and see you in March, I'm definitely going to have to come. You got to teach me. I know it's going to be a crash course because I won't be there that long, but we're going to have to learn. I'm going to have to learn how to do that because seriously, lack of sleep. I mean, and I'm not the only one. I'm talking like I'm the only person on the planet that does it. It's all over the place. It's everywhere. And I think that you're right, it does have an effect on everybody's overall health. It has an effect on the overall wellness of the world itself because you have so many people not performing at their highest peak. I mean that does have an effect on so many things. So I appreciate that. Now you are now doing private training. You are now going headlong into the retreats and all this other stuff. What's next for you? What's the next venture? Because you always have something new to do. What's the next thing?
Yes, a bit has happened since I've last seen you, obviously with dad's cancer and all that sort of stuff, me selling the gym
Yeah,
we talked about. I've just recently been inducted into the WBF Masters Boxing Hall of Fame. Mick,
congratulations.
thank you, sir. I think we get to a
Hmm.
certain age where we want to leave a legacy, and that's an important part of my life. I think at
Mm,
55 years young, I can look at some of the things I'm doing now, and a lot of it is about leaving a legacy, for the family and how you want to be remembered as, But Mick Croucher, the head of WBF, rang me and he told me that I was deserving of it in as a Masters WBF Hall of Famer, and they've sent me the ring. He asked me who I wanted to be presented with because they don't have an actual ceremony here. It's there's not many masters that have received it, and he asked me whether I wanted to have it presented to me at a certain fight night here in Australia. And because I'm going to New Zealand, my brother's wife gave birth to a baby girl a couple of weeks ago.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Hmm.
And then there's a fight night over there that I'm going to. A friend of mine's fighting on that fight night. I'm going to be presented on that fight night with the ring and inducted there. So it's going to be a special occasion. It's important for me,
Absolutely.
and just in getting back to what you were saying, what am I up to? I'm just looking at doing more programs, doing more personal training, and obviously spending more time, quality time with my dad and the family.
Yeah, and I know this is a, as a son myself, this is I know this is a very trying time. And just know that, I know that we're doing a podcast episode, but I will say this publicly, you can reach me at any time. And I'm happy to talk to you and this and the other. And I'm very sorry for what you're going through personally. Um, I really am. I know that what you are doing for your father, being there for your father in this moment of time, it means so much to him. It really does. I don't even know your father, but I know it means so much to him.
All right.
It's going to, and I'm speaking as a son who had to do this with his father, it's going to mean a hell of a lot to you in the future. And I'm not going to explain that to you, but it's going to mean a shit ton of stuff for you in the future when and you'll know. But I'm going to say I'm looking forward to seeing you very soon. I'll be seeing you in March for sure. I am doing something. I may be coming there a little early. I'm not sure yet. But if I do, I'm going to be hanging out with you at Bondi Beach, and we'll be doing some stuff. And I'm going to tell you something. Since I got into this CrossFit stuff, um, I am doing some of the stuff that you never know. I might be one of those 60-year-old. Let me get in the ring one time, and just once.
You never know.
Of course. And if you can find somebody who's a ringer, like really bad boxer, all right, put them up with me, okay? I still lose, but that's okay. What can you do? Um,
You're probably better than
mate,
what you say you are, but we'll get there.
there you go. Maydad, thank you so much for being on the program. Tell us a little bit before you go. What's the name of the retreats? And if there's a next one, could you please tell us about it?
Yeah, I haven't set a date yet for anything, to be honest with you, because of dad's in and out of hospitals and we're having operations and that, and tests like PSA tests, scans and MRIs and all that other stuff. But the first retreat is the Footprints retreat, and obviously that's about leaving your legacy, and that is a 2-day retreat. The second retreat is a honey and handsome retreat where couples get together and they spend half a day to a day doing all these wonderful, activities, meditation on the beach, yoga, exercise, having meals together, having ice baths, infrared saunas. All these retreats and programs involve these things. And then there's the men's mental health retreats, the Lines Only, Ignite Your Inner Roar for men only. And I haven't set a date for anything. I say last year I did 4 of them, uh,
Yeah.
and this year I've done a couple, one, sorry, but what do you call it? Yeah, so I haven't set a date for anything with that, but I'm really working on the book. I'm really working on the program. I'm editing it every night. I'm pretty much in front of the computer editing um the modules of the program, and hopefully sometime this year I'll be able to release it and put it online. That's called Neural Awareness Programming. If anyone wants to learn a little bit about what I do, you can reach me on Instagram, hashtag Maydad, MAYDAD, RONEN, or Facebook me the same, Maydad Ronan, or simply email me at ynvhealthandwellness@hotmail.com.
You know what? That will be in the podcast notes as well. So if you know and you listen to the podcast, you really want to know more, which you should know more, please click on the notes in the podcast at the bottom of this podcast. Maydad, I will be talking to you very, very soon. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to hanging out with you. You are, you instantly became a great friend of mine. You really have. And like I said, I know that we're both busy running these schedules and doing these things, but I wish we had more time to talk during the weeks and during the months. But Maydad, great to have you on the program. We'll be right back right after this.
Great to be here, Junius. It's great to
Yeah.
chat to you and get the time to chop it up with you.